everybody, my name is Lori Borg and this is my case study presentation. So, what is this project about? What's the background? I did my case study on the Cobb County school system, which is actually the school system that I work in, and I really enjoyed getting to see the behind the scenes, as you would put it, of our own school system. I got to talk to and interview Kristen Kennedy, who is actually the Instructional Technology Department chair, and learned a lot from her. And this is an analysis of the strength in process and content for the technology plan for Cobb County. And we also looked at the county, the state, and the national technology plans when we did this. So the goal of Cobb County School District is one team working toward one goal of student success. And there's 3 priorities outlined in the district strategic plan, which also drives the work of the technology division, which is a very good example right there of how they collaborate. But the 3 priorities are: first, making Cobb the best place to teach, lead, and learn. And when I was interviewing Miss Kennedy, she kept saying that over and over and over again. And it just made me realize that they really try to drive this home, and this is what drives their goals and what they want to do. Next one is simplifying and strengthening the foundation for teaching and learning to prepare for innovation. This was another word that Miss Kennedy used over and over again, was innovate, innovate, innovate. And she just kept saying, if we had the foundation there for them to build upon, then they'll be able to innovate. Also, using data to make decisions. So just like I'm a classroom teacher and I do data-driven instruction, they use data to drive their decisions also. So I realize it's actually more than a team effort. This is not each department having their own plan. This is everyone working together, and that includes every stakeholder. They've got to be involved in order to be successful and to have that student success. So again, innovation. Ms. Kennedy talked about how they support and encourage innovation and change, and it's one of their main objectives. That she was very clear in saying, if the technology department supports you in your needs, you will be encouraged to innovate. Providing tools to make other things easier also helps to encourage innovation. And what we mean by that is the fact that they are creating things so that collaboration, communication can be done quicker or easier. For example, they just implemented Office 365 for all the staff last year, and they're encouraging everyone to use that for their data team meetings, or instead of having to send emails, back and forth. And this way you can collaborate easier. And communicate easier. So using technology for problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity, and then this will encourage innovation for the teaching and learning activities. So the Cobb County Technology Plan is a 3-year plan, and it was very clear that the plan had to be fluid. So previously it was a 5-year plan that the state of Georgia kind of required, but now it's a 3-year plan, because if they waited 5 years and there's so much new technology coming out that they would be behind the 8 ball and not in a good position. So not only is it a 3-year plan, but they also determined that it would need to be a fluid document with looking at where they are, where they could be, and meeting goals. And in order to do that, every summer the technology plan is looked at to make sure that they're moving in the right direction, and they ask themselves, what does technology look like in 2025, to encourage that innovation and that looking forward. So she was also very clear in the fact that it's a holistic approach to looking at Cobb County as a whole, not these different departments. And that when looking there, they exposed opportunities. And I really like how they say that in the technology plan. They actually put it as next steps or opportunities. They don't call them weaknesses. So I enjoyed that. I like that wording a lot better than weakness. And that they have one goal as a county, and that is student success. And in order to do that, all the departments have to come together and collaborate. That technology committee needs to come together where they meet every 6 months, and they have someone from all different levels of schools. They have elementary, middle, and high school representatives, and they also have administration. They have parapros. They try to pick a nice grouping of people that can come together and give them a good sampling of a population. And when they do that, they analyze the why. And I really appreciated when she said this, and this is something I would definitely incorporate into a technology plan, is to analyze the why. Why do we need it? Why is this helpful? Why will this help learning? So to question yourself and to dig deeper. So for recommendations for Cobb County, I think that technology committee is a great idea, but they need to broaden the scope because Cobb County is an interesting county because it has everyone from the very poor and homeless all the way to the very affluent. And I think that the cultural diversity and the socioeconomic aspects of having a good population sample to give input in the technology committee needs to be broadened a little bit so that we can address things like the digital divide. Also, sufficient training or professional learning. Cobb County has a great many resources that are offered to the staff, and we do get professional learning on it and training on it, but it is more of a one-time happening, and very often it's not a hands-on professional learning unless you go like to one during the summer. And I feel like for all the resources that were out there, we had this one training and then they kind of, want you to leave the nest and use it. And that's really difficult. So maybe providing lesson plans on how to implement technology would be helpful. And I think that having an immediate help hotline would be very beneficial. There are several times where we go to use a certain technology or resource. We have iRespond, which is for test taking, and it's just a little simple glitch or button that's not pressed right. And if we had an immediate help hotline, it would save instructional time in helping us resolve the glitches. And then another thing that would help with saving instructional time is if we could get technology class for the students. I know that some more affluent elementary schools have a technology class. It's paid for by their foundation. At our school, we don't have that. But a technology class for students that would help them with keyboarding or how to troubleshoot simple things or how Wi-Fi works. I know they could understand that. They are very quick to use technology and very efficient at using technology. But if one little thing happens or one little error goes wrong, that is a loss of precious instructional time, and it hurts the teacher. So having someone on standby and then having a technology class for students would be some of my recommendations. As far as the ITSE standards, I felt that Cobb County had some very strong areas. They have a clear vision, they're empowering leaders, they have implementation planning. We're implementing Windows 10 this summer, and they have been talking about it for months and teaching the teachers how to do backup. So that is a strong area. Technical support is very, very good. They have a streamlined system of how to submit tickets for things that need to be fixed. My only complaint there, and I would consider this if I was, in the department, is having more technical support because they're spread kind of thin. Professional learning, again, they provide a lot of professional learning, but it would be nice to have the scaffold learning as a recommendation. Skilled personnel, and of course, curriculum framework, they do a great job. Opportunity areas, because we're not going to call them weaknesses, would be equitable access for the lower socioeconomic areas, and maybe providing classes for the community, because I know a lot of times I have kids that go home and teach their parents simple things. So maybe having community outreach and providing classes would be great. Supportive external context. I know up to 7 years ago, pre-service teachers weren't even being taught how to use an interactive whiteboard. So for pre-service teachers, it would be nice if they did have this technology component put into their training, because there's such a huge gap right now between the older teachers that don't want to incorporate it and the newer teachers coming out that really don't know how. So it would be nice if we had some kind of continuity there, and a broader base of inclusion in the meetings to give input on the technology plan. So in conclusion, I think Cobb County's done a great job on their technology plan. It made me realize how many cogs there are to the wheel. I really liked it when I was talking to Kristen Kennedy. She said that they are the face, they are the customer service, but there's so much in the background that goes on. I mean, even with storage or providing student records, there's so much more behind the scenes that goes on, but they are the ones providing customer service and helping us to achieve that innovation and easier collaboration and communication. But the overall one thing that was very clear is that we're all working together for that student success. And definitely when I would consider writing my technology plan is having that one goal that we can come together over would be imperative. Thanks for listening. Have a good day.